This video will discuss going from standard form to vertex form for a quadratic equation, and we call this method completing the square. Typically, you will start with a quadratic equation that you see in standard form. If you recall, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so that will be our starting point. It's important to recognize that we have b and a. Okay, what is b, what is a, and that's going to help us in completing the square. So let's go ahead and start off with an equation here. Let's see, let's do x squared plus 6x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so we're going to start off by getting all of our numbers, just our numbers, plus 3, over to the other side. Okay, it's going to make our life a bit easier. So 8x squared plus 6x equals negative 3. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put a blank in. Okay, so just stay with me for a second, and we'll see what's going on here. Okay, what we want to do is we want this blank to equal something special, and it's going to equal b over 2 squared, which goes in each blank. Okay, so let's go back to our equation here. So we started with x squared plus 6x plus 3. B is 6. Okay, we see that b is in front of x, 6 is in front of x. So we want 6 over 2 squared. That equals 9. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So we put in a 9, we put in a 9. Now we have to balance out our equation. We have an equal sign. We plus 9 on the left, plus 9 on the right. Has to be equal. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and simplify what we have here. That makes 6. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to say, okay, x squared plus 6x plus 9. Make another note off to the side. This will equal x plus b over 2 squared. So what was b? We said b was 6. So we have the x plus 6 over 2, the quantity squared. These are equal. Okay? We'll look at this later and see why. Okay, we're going to look at some algebra tiles and see why that's the case. But these are equal to each other. These are the same thing. They look different, but they represent the same area. Okay? So x plus 6 over 2 squared, we can simplify that down to x plus 3, the quantity squared, equals 6, and we have completed the square. Now we're not in a vertex form yet. Okay, so make another note off to the side. Vertex form was a times x minus h squared plus k equals 0. Notice how it equals 0. We like things equaling 0 in quadratics. So let's go ahead and subtract 6 from both sides. Can this negative 6 go inside the parentheses here? Hopefully you said no. Hopefully you screamed no. Okay, these are not like terms. This is inside parentheses. We cannot combine it with the negative 6. We have x plus 3, the quantity squared, minus 6. What is our vertex going to be? Vertex is, now it's with the x, so it does the opposite of what we think it should do. So that's going to be negative 3. Then outside of the x, it does what we think it should do, minus 6. Is this a maximum or a minimum? This is positive. So it's positive outside. It is a minimum. Okay, now you have a problem that you can work on your own.